hello. Hey, hi. Hey, people. Hey, look at. Say, hey, look, there you are. There you are. Look at you. I'll get you. All right. All right. So, Russ Jensen, 20 after 1 on the 12th day of January, 2017, here in Salt Lake City, Utah. You know, I left off last evening talking about rights, a little bit about what they are, where they come from, our obligations. I want to make another video here in just a minute after this one, talking about your rights remain from the state of primitive communion, what those are, the rights which you cannot be deprived, your right of necessity, and the rights of individuals. Those are all rights that are defined specifically for us in the Law of Nations. It doesn't really matter how many rights you think you have, how many laws are passed, regulations, rules. If the document that all that's predicated upon, founded upon, is not valid. So everybody talks about the Constitution of the United States of America, wonderful freedoms. My question becomes then, is that document, the Constitution for the United States of America, 1787, the Constitution for the United States, 1789, because they're not the same document, 3 little letters, V-I-Z, which I'll explain to people what happens when they use that kind of in English. Okay, but are those documents? I guess we should probably include the Articles of Confederation, and also the Declaration of Independence. Are those valid documents? Are they still in full force and effect today in a landmass known as the United States of America, those 48 contiguous states, Alaska, Hawaii, those independent nation states of the Union? Are those documents still valid? Do they have legal validity? Your courts cite to them all the time. Your legislative bodies cite to them all the time. But the question is, are they really valid? So I'm asking for some help because I don't know how to do all these things. I was watching a documentary on that, Black Lives Matter, and talking about how the one lady saw somebody post something on Facebook about the kid that got killed. It was terrible, terrible tragedy. But anyway, she did some hashtag Black Lives Matter, and then they made a Facebook page, and it went viral, all that stuff. Okay? I'm asking somebody to help me do the same thing. I guess hashtag does the Constitution valid? See if I find 100 people here in this country that claim to be Americans, claim to love freedom, claim to that Declaration and the Constitution, to help me ask a question in the courts. Is the Constitution of the United States of America, Constitution of the United States, Articles of Confederation, Declaration of Independence, are those still valid documents? Yes or no? Simple. Now, we can do that through a process known as declaratory judgment, which is, or declaration, and it's a process that's done through the courts, both federal and state. It's primarily a legal determination of a court that resolves the legal uncertainty for the litigants. That's how they've got it defined. Okay? But it gives parties an opportunity to get a judicial opinion on a question, without actually having perhaps to acquire damage or cause damage. Because the only time you're ever appearing in a court of law, right, in a formal court, is when there is a damaged party, either real or fictional. Okay, but this provides a way to get a remedy for parties without having to maybe go through the expense of a lawsuit, or to be able to litigate issues prior to then moving forward with a lawsuit. But it's a accepted, well-known legal process, declaratory judgment. So that's what we will be doing. I would ask 100 people to help me, either put your name on mine or do your own. Simple. It's going to be one page, right? And file it into your state courts and at the federal court for your district, your area. That question: is the Constitution of the United States of America, 1787, the Constitution of the United States, 1789, the Articles of Confederation, 1777, the Declaration of Independence, 1776. Are those documents valid and in full force and effect today on January 12th, 2017 at 1:23 p.m. here in the Organic Republic of Utah, where I'm standing on the dirt? So I'm hoping that some people will help me do that. Now I can make a little page with these explaining what a declaratory judgment is. You can go to Wikipedia and find it. It's right there. The process is very simple, inexpensive. Then we have to sit back and wait whether or not there's only three things that they can do. They can either answer yes, no, or none of your business by ignoring it, refusing to address it. All three of those answers then have a certain set of issues that come along with them. Okay? We need to figure out, people, what is really happening. They claim those documents are in full force and effect, and yet they don't enforce a number of the provisions of those. They claim those documents are in full force and effect. They provide you protections, and yet they work around those, claim that you can't access that in their courts, don't they? They claim that those are full force and effect, giving them authority, and yet they don't honor those. So how could they have authority under the very document that they are failing to adhere to? I just want some simple answers. It doesn't matter. What I'm doing right now isn't about cannabis use. It's not about what appears to be massive embezzlement on a huge scale by government organizations. It's not about anything other than trying to figure out what I'm consented to be governed by. What is that manner, that mechanism, so I can know what I can and cannot do, what they can and cannot do. Okay? And it's important because the planet that you find yourself on, Earth, okay, as far as we know, it's the only place that has life. And the policies, the procedures of the group that has gained control of the levers of power around the entire globe is taking us a course of almost at the point of no return. Okay? They're consuming the resources. We are damaging the planet to such a degree. So that's what this is about. Getting an answer, yes, no, or that's it. Yes or no. Is it or isn't it? So I'll come back and make this other little video about your rights remaining from the state of primitive communion, your right to use anything on this planet to meet your indispensable obligations. Those rights cannot be deprived. Your right of necessity gives you the ability to do things that would otherwise be considered to be unlawful. And your rights of individuals gives you or requires of you to endeavor to know your Creator through actions taken, performed, through the use of substances found on this planet. So I'll come back and talk to everybody about that. But hey, somebody come help me make a Facebook page so I can see if I can find 100 brave souls that have enough courage, have enough interest to find out whether or not your Constitution that you all claim that you have is actually a valid document in full force and effect today. So I'll talk to everybody later. Love you and have a good day.